All right, guys, moving on to hole number 2 for Pioneer Bay. Again, this is another reason I was dreading making these videos for Pioneer Bay. There's some tough holes to get eagles on, and this is definitely one of the tougher ones. Although I've hit this in MP twice, I think, so it's definitely not impossible. Not something I go for very often. A lot of people go forehand on that left side. Some people even go up the middle. I like to stay away from all these trees here. So I tend to just go backhand, slide to the right, and try to just keep it to the right side of all these trees. It's just been my play for a long time now. This is the glide skip drive, or the triple B as I call it. And that's like the perfect drive. That's what I try to always do. Definitely try to stay away from the water. If anything, missing left is better than obviously in the water. You can still usually save birdie, but this is the Glide Sapphire. I like to throw on this second shot, depending on how far out I am. But I don't like to throw roll discs, just because they tend to have sharper edges or whatever you want to call it. They just tend to not slide up that hill as well, and they could potentially roll back down and give you a much harder birdie. So here we go with the forehand. I'm going to show you this approach as well. I'm just not as used to the second shot from over here. I'm sure you can get just as consistent going over on this side. It might even be easier to stay away from the water going on this side, but it's just not something I've ever really done. We're going to try going turn glide, just keep this nice and straight. Again, I don't like to throw roll discs right here. I like it to slide up. That was definitely too much. Oh, way too much disc. You can tell I'm not very, I'm not as good over there with the distances and whatnot. I'm just not as practiced. I'm much better at going over on this right side. So let's put a little bit of hyzer just to make sure we stay away from the water. Again, if you miss left like this is much better than down by the water, and that still had a really good result. Then again, no roll disc for me. I'm going to throw the Glide Sapphire, just let it slide up the hill. And the farther up that hill you get, the better. Then you have more of a flat putt. So there you go. There's another birdie. There can be some really tough winds on this that make it a lot harder. But for the most part, this is a pretty easy birdie hole. It can get a little tricky, but you just got to make sure you stay in bounds on the first shot and throw a solid second shot, and you can usually come away with a birdie. Now, getting the eagle, that's a whole nother thing. So we're going to go with the Glide Sapphire. Even from up there in the middle, it should have enough to slide up and have a pretty easy putt for birdie. But there's no way to really go for eagle on this without assuming some risks. So that's why I never do it. I think one of the times I got it, it was an accident. I'll kind of show you a little bit what I did. The other time I was just down a bunch of strokes and just tried to just go for it, and I was lucky enough to make it. But definitely not something I'm running very often in multiplayer. Most times just playing for birdie, calling it good. Here's another forehand approach, and then backhand with the Glide Sapphire to slide up the hill there. And we still have a putt for birdie. Aim high. I didn't aim high enough. Not really paying attention. And you got this big wind here. I want to show you this. I definitely, especially if I go backhand, I go to the light glide instead of the glide skip. That way I can get it down there, but I don't have to worry about it going long. In that wind, it is pretty easy if you get a nice drive to go too deep into the water long. So don't want to risk that. That's the worst, when you throw a perfect shot and you go OB. This is kind of what I did when I got the ace. No, I aimed a little higher and skipped it into the basket when I got not the ace, but the eagle in multiplayer with the PD once. There's a few different options to get the eagle here. Basically throwing the same drives. You're not going to change anything off the tee. You're just going to try to get it down as far as possible without, getting in the water. And that's going to give you your best shot at getting this eagle. Like so. This can be a really good drive. From here, you should have enough disc to air shot it. So you can either air shot it or you can skip it off the bank. I'm going to try to go with the glide roll right here and see if we can carry it all the way to the basket. This looks like a good line. Oh, dang. Too high. You got to get, the distances are hard, especially if it's not a shot that I throw very much, because I just don't run this one. So You know, with holes that you're constantly running, you get a lot better at the distances. But holes like this, when you're never running, it's a lot harder to know what to throw. But again, we get a bomb drive here. Should have plenty of disc to air shot this. I'm actually going to show you kind of how I got the ace one time and try to skip it off the bank just before the basket with a fairway. This is the Sapphire Glide. Oh, dang. That's almost exactly what I did when I got it, but it was with the PD instead of the Sapphire. You can get the idea of how that can be effective. And then there's the air shot, and then I think a better option, but it assumes the most risk, is just throwing this one. I'm far enough down again where I'm going to try with the PD. See if we can skip it in. Oh, it's going to be left. Darn it. All right. Well, again, that's why I was dreading making these videos. I knew it was going to take a while to get a few of these eagles. Here's another one. Should give us a decent look. Let's try 343. Let's try another air shot. Oh, maybe. No, short. Dang it. You can see that comes with a lot of risk. You can easily go long on this. And if you just don't have a big wind to get down there very far, I think another option I'm going to be trying is just this one. OB, no, good. Just do like a glide skip drive and aim nice and low, and then just skip it off the bank up towards it. Oh, I like that idea. And that gives me a decent shot at making it too without having to get a huge drive down there. So again, if I get down there far enough, I'll try to air shot it or just skip it off with a fairway. If I'm far enough back, then I'll try just a glide skip drive and skip it like halfway up the hill. This one, 330. We should have enough for the drive. Nah, it's going to miss way left. Oh, man. All right, we're going to get this. Glide, skip, drive, backhand. Sorry if these are boring. I don't like to just show the shot that I make. I like to give some sort of idea of how long it takes, how easy it is to get, and how much risk. We're going to try the skip off the bank here. Maybe. Stay right. Stay right. Oh. If you just show, the one shot when you finally get it, I feel like it gives you kind of a false impression. We're going to go forehand with this big tailwind. Try from this side. Oh, off the tree. Stop. You just show the shot when you get it, and then it gives kind of a false impression of how easy it is. But skip it halfway up the hill here. Oh, maybe. Get in there. Yes. Nice. Man, you know what? It took me a while, but I got it way faster than I thought I would. So I'll take that. We're going to try to go back to back. I'm willing to bet quite a bit of money that I'm not going to get this one. But hey, we're going to give it a go. Back to back Eagles on Pioneer Bay 2. Can we do it? We got a good drive. And 337. Let's try to air shot this. Glide roll drive. Maybe I should have gone light glide drive. I might have had enough distance. Off to the left a little bit though. But there you go. Pioneer Bay, hole number 2. Got the eagle. This is how to ace or eagle every hole in the valley. Let's keep it going on to hole number 3. Hope you guys are enjoying these videos. And as always, thanks for watching me play some DGV.